Yes, friends, today we are going for the fourth lecture on the kinematics, which is focused on the numericals on the motion under gravity. The body motion under the uniform acceleration equal to the acceleration due to gravity acting in vertically downward direction. The acceleration due to gravity will always act in vertically downward direction. Therefore, A is constant when the body is moving under the gravitational force. A is constant and its value is equal to acceleration due to gravity 9.81 meter per second square. Here only we need to take care of the fact that the direction of A is always in vertically downward direction. Therefore, whenever you are solving the problems related to the motion under gravity, you need to decide whether you are taking the upward as positive or downward as positive. If your motion you are taking upward as positive, motion parameters acting in the upward direction will be positive and downward directions will become negative. Like if a body is thrown upwards, if you are studying it, its velocity is upward. If you are taking positive as upward, you will be positive. G is negative as it is acting vertically downward direction. Distance traveled, if you are taking in upward direction, it will be positive. Downward, negative. It depends on, you need to decide the frame of reference before solving the problems, or you need to decide the sign convention for your motion. Based on that one, the usual equations are V is equal to U plus GT, S is equal to UT plus half GT square. Means our A will be replaced with the G when you are studying the motion of the body under the gravity. Is it alright? Only care we need to take care of the fact that in what way the body is moving, or which is my plus direction of motion, whether it is up positive or down positive. Based on that one, we need to decide parameters. Substitute, while substituting, we need to decide which is plus, which is minus, like that, right? So here we are starting with a problem. A stone is thrown upward with a velocity of 40 meter per second. Determine the time of the stone when it is at a height of 10 meter and moving downwards. Determine the time of stone when it is at a height of 10 meter. So he is, see the problem here. From here he is throwing the stone in vertically upward direction. So from here our study starts. The body is, he has thrown vertically upwards. So what we vertically upwards, initial velocity of the body is equal to 10 meter per second. Now what he is asking is, when the body is at a distance of 10 meter above the ground, he is asking you what is the velocity of the body, and that too the body is moving in the downward direction. This is very important one. So how to solve the problem? First, anyhow, from here to here you want the motion of the body, right? Whether it is at this particular point, it will be at two instants at this particular point. One is when it is going in upward direction, and second time once again there it will come to the same position when it is moving in the downward direction. And particularly he is asking what is the time taken by that particular body till it is at this particular, it is at this location, but it is moving in the downward direction. Actually you need to calculate the time. You may get the two times, and one time corresponding to the body moving in the upward direction, other time for body moving in the downward direction. By general consideration, a little consideration will give you, a little thinking over the answer will give you which answer is, which time is corresponding to the body moving in the upward direction, which time is corresponding to the body moving in the downward direction. Otherwise we shall see when we solve the problem. I will explain you which is upward or which is positive, downward, like that. Anyhow, what I am doing is, first body is moving with initial velocity. I am taking the upward as positive here. Upward motion is positive. Therefore, initially to start with, u will become equal to plus 40 as is moving. Distance final I want it in the upward direction at a distance is equal to s is equal to 10. That is why it is become positive. And the body is thrown up we are taking as positive, therefore g will become negative. Motion parameters are, yes, equation of motion is s is equal to ut plus half gt square. But while substituting, you need to take care of the signs of everything. S is 10, distance traveled by the body is u is equal to 40 meter per second, and t is t. Let t be the time taken by the body to reach that particular point, right? T be the time taken by the body to reach that particular point. Is it all right? Plus half g is minus 9.81 into t square, right? If you solve this equation, you are going to get the two values of t. One value of t is equal to 7.945 and one more value of t is equal to 2.258. One is 7.495 second and one more is 0.258 second. Like you are getting the value of t as quadratic equation. Directly you will get it in the calculator. Otherwise, minus p plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. If you use that particular equation, you will get the t as these two values. Now tell me, out of these two values, which is the t required to me? One t is, common sense says that, yes, immediately after throwing 10 meter, it is thrown with a velocity equal to 40 meter per second. Within a fraction of a second, it will reach a distance of 10 meter. Therefore, 1 t is 0.258 second. But that time it is moving in the upward direction. Next, it goes up, reaches its value is equal to 0 and again comes back. And that time is the second t, and that time body moves in the downward direction. Actually, he is interested in when the body is moving in the downward direction. Therefore, it is understood that required t is, answer is 7.4945. Anyhow, if you are not satisfied with it, just calculate the value of velocity at both the instants. At first instant, final velocity I want, initial velocity is u plus a into t. U is 40, a is, as it is moving in downward direction, upward direction, and acceleration is in downward. Therefore, a is equal to minus 9.81 and t is 0.258 second. If you solve it, you will get a velocity is equal to 37.46 meter per second. Velocity is positive you are getting. What is the meaning of it? My direction is upward. I am taking positive, means the velocity body is moving in the upward direction. This velocity is this time is not the correct time. Go for the second time. Second time in the sense 7.945. Put the value of t is equal to 7.945. V is equal to 40. Now u, anyhow, a is negative as it is in the downward direction, minus 9.81 into t is equal to 7.94. If you substitute and simplify this one, you are going to get the value of v is equal to minus 37.46. So again the body was at this time, but its velocity is minus. What this minus indicates, as I have taken the up as positive, this minus indicates the body is moving in the downward direction. That is why my correct time, the body will be at this particular instant and is moving in the downward direction is, yes, 7.945. If he is asking determine the time when the body is moving in the upward direction and it has traveled a distance is equal to 10 meter, that time correct answer is this one, 0.258 second. I hope you got this particular problem. Next we shall go for the next problem. Yes, a body is thrown up with a velocity of 10 meter per second. Find the maximum height to which it will reach and the time required to reach the maximum height. Yes, this is what the problem is. A body is thrown up with a velocity of 50 meters per second. Find the maximum height which it will reach and the time required to reach the maximum height. Now this is what the ground. From here I am throwing the body in the upward direction with a velocity is equal to 50 meters per second. You know, when the body is moving in upward direction, because of its initial velocity, the body will move in upward direction, and because of the g, the velocity of the body will go on decreasing, and it will reach a maximum height when its velocity is equal to 0. This is important point. What is that? After reaching the maximum height, the velocity of the body for a moment will become equal to 0. He is asking, when it reaches the maximum height, what is the maximum height the body will move? That he is asking. Therefore, what all are given to me? Initial velocity, again I will take upward as positive, upward movement as positive. Therefore, u is in upward direction, I am taking it as positive, plus 50 meters per second. Yes, it has to move. The maximum height is asking, h is in upward direction, that is why I am taking it as plus h. H be the distance traveled by the body, or s be the distance traveled by the body, and it is reaching the maximum height. Means what is the value of v? V equal to 0. V equal to 0. Yes, what is unknown to me? G is also known to me. Acceleration due to gravity. Body is moving under gravity, means it is definitely under the uniform acceleration, which is equal to 9.81. But as my motion, I am taking the positive as upward, but acceleration due to gravity is downward. That is why g is to be taken as minus 9.81 meter per second square. Yes, what all given to me? Initial velocity is 50 meter per second. Final velocity is 0. Acceleration due to gravity a is equal to minus 9.81 meter per second. Maximum height, usually we are indicating height, and we are using, when we want the height, we are calling it as the h, or the distance covered by the body as the s. Yes, what all known to me? U is known, v is known, a is known, and s is needed. Therefore, I can use this formula: v square minus u square is equal to 2as. V square minus u square is equal to 2as. Yes, v is final velocity 0, and u is the initial velocity. 50 square equal to 2 into a is minus 9.81 into s. Therefore, the s will become equal to 127.42 meter. 127.42 meter, right? Now, what else is asking? What is the time taken by the body to reach that particular height? What is the time taken by the body to reach its particular height? So we can calculate it in n number of ways. Best way is initial velocity is known to you, acceleration is known to you, final velocity is known to you, the time taken is required for you. So the initial velocity is 50 meter per second, final velocity is 0, and acceleration is 9.81. Therefore, v is equal to u plus at. V 0, u is 50, plus a is minus 9.81 into t. V is equal to u plus at. Final velocity is equal to initial velocity plus acceleration into time. Here acceleration is minus 9.81, that is the acceleration due to gravity. Therefore, t will become equal to 5.1 second. Therefore, the time required for it to reach the maximum height is 5.1 second. Is it okay? So we'll go for the next problem. Yes, the problem is, a stone is dropped from a tower of 60 meter height, and another stone is projected upwards at the same time from the foot of the tower, which meets the first stone at a height of 18 meter. Find the velocity with which the second stone was projected upward. Is it all right? A stone was dropped from the tower of 60-meter height. A tower, say height is equal to 60 meter. From here, a stone is dropped. This is the stone from the top of the tower. ST, I will call it as. It is dropped from here. Dropped means its initial velocity is equal to 0. When he says the thrown means he will giving some initial velocity. When he says the dropped means the initial velocity is equal to 0. Yes, the initial velocity of this particular stone is equal to 0. Is it all right? So go for, and one more stone, another stone is projected upwards. At the same time, one stone is left from here, another stone is thrown from here. He has thrown this particular stone with the initial velocity is equal to u. This stone is moving in the upward direction and this stone is moving in the downward direction. Common sense says that if you throw this particular stone with a more velocity, it will meet this particular stone at a larger height. If you throw with a less velocity, it will meet at a lower height. Is it all right? Here what he is saying is, both the stones will cross at a distance is equal to 18 meter from the bottom. What is the other meaning of that one? When this stone travels a distance is equal to 18 meter, at the same time this stone travels a distance is equal to remaining distance is traveled by this stone. This stone travels a distance of 60 minus 18 meter. Is it all right? Stone dropped from the top of the tower. Initial velocity of it is equal to 0, and you can take any direction of motion as positive. If you take for this stone, say better if you take the downward direction as positive, then the A will become equal to plus 9.81 meter per second square. A is nothing but the G, acceleration due to gravity, plus 9.81 meter per second square. Distance traveled by it. Distance traveled by it is equal to, yes, from the bottom this lower stone has traveled 18 meter. Therefore, the distance traveled by the this top stone is equal to 60 minus 18 is equal to 42 meter. It's all right. Time taken for the journey, BT, whatever time is taken by the top stone, the same time is taken by the bottom stone to travel that particular distance, right? Now what I am doing is, yes, I know what was the distance traveled by that particular stone, I know its initial velocity, I know the G, I want to calculate how much time it has taken to travel, to complete their journey of 42 meter. Yes, therefore S is equal to ut plus half gt square. S is 42, u is 0 into t plus half, g is 9.81 into t square. Hence I'll get the value of t as 2.92 meter, 2.92 second. That is the time taken. Is it all right? Means after throwing the stone from here, it reaches this point after 2.92 seconds. Therefore, this stone also take the same time to reach this particular distance. Then only they will cross here. Are you getting it? Now go for the bottom stone. Now we go for the bottom stone. What are the conditions of the bottom stone? Just see here. Initial velocity of the bottom stone is equal to 0. Initial velocity of the bottom stone is equal to 0. Journey time of the bottom stone is equal to 2.92, which is same as the time taken by the upper stone. Is it all right? Distance traveled is 18 meter. And acceleration, now you just see the parameters I am taking the upward as positive. That is why the distance is becoming positive. The initial velocity is becoming positive, but g is becoming negative, minus 9.81 meter per second square. Again use the formula S is equal to ut plus half at square. In that, only unknown is what is the initial velocity of the lower stone. Yes, S is equal to ut plus half at square. Substitute all the values here. S is 18, u is equal to u only, t is 2.92 plus half, a is minus 9.81, and t is 2.92 square. Therefore, u is equal to 20.49 meter per second. U is equal to 20.49 meter per second. Is that okay? Now, we shall go for the one more formula, one more problem. Yes, what he is saying is, yes, a stone, it is from one of the video question paper, a stone is dropped into the well is heard to strike the water in 5 seconds. Find the depth of the water in well. Assume velocity of the sound being 335 meter per second. Is it all right? A stone is dropped into the well. Yes, in the well, water is there. From the top, he is throwing the stone. This is the depth of the water level, h meter. Now, immediately after throwing the stone has to hit this particular water surface. And whatever the sound is developed, that sound has to move in the upward direction. Then only you will hear that particular sound. Therefore, what I need to do is, from the instant, I need to calculate what is the time taken by this particular stone to reach the water, that is one time, plus what is the time taken by the sound to reach the surface, that is the second time. Both the times, if I add them, I will get what is the total journey time, right? And he has given that total journey time, total time taken by the stone to hit the water and the sound to hear is 5 seconds. It's all right. So how I am attempting? Let h be the height of this particular well. Let h be the depth of the water in the well. It should be the depth of the water in the well. Yes, the time taken to hear the sound of striking of the stone is equal to time of journey of the stone plus time of journey of the sound from water to the surface. So that he has given as the 5 seconds. Now let t be the time of journey of the stone. Therefore, what will be the time for journey of the sound? Total is 5 seconds. Therefore, this will become 5 minus t. So I am assuming that the t is the time taken by the stone to reach the water surface. Is it all right? Now for journey of the stone, if h is height of the well, initial velocity of the stone is 0. Yes, now we are taking the downward movement as positive from the top to the water surface. Whatever journey is there, that I am taking as the positive. What are all the motion parameters then? Motion parameters, A is 9.81 meter per second square, acceleration due to gravity, time taken is t, distance traveled, initial velocity is 0. Therefore, I can use this equation. Distance traveled h is equal to ut plus half at square. So, what is the h then? H is equal to u is 0. Therefore, it is 0 plus half. A is 9.81 into t square. This I will call it as equation 1. Now calculate the time taken by, now you can calculate the time taken by the sound wave to travel from the water surface to the, what is the motion parameters of the sound? It is moving with constant velocity. Therefore, equation of motion will become v is equal to u is equal to constant, s is equal to u into t. Here t we have assumed it as 5 minus t, right? For the sound, as the total time is 5, this will take a time is equal to t and remaining time is taken by the sound. Therefore, distance traveled by the sound in 5 minus t seconds. How much distance it travels in 5 minus t seconds? It will travel again the same distance is equal to h. Distance traveled by the sound in 5 minus t seconds is equal to h. That is equal to, what is the velocity of the sound? 335 meter per second square. It is given meter per second. It is given to you. And distance traveled by the stone, the time taken by the stone is 5 minutes. U into t, s is equal to u into t is for the sound as it is moving with a constant velocity, and s is equal to ut plus half at square is for the stone as it is moving with a constant acceleration, right? Therefore, h is equal to 335 into 5 minus t. This I will call it as the 2. Yes, equation 1 is also giving me the h, equation 2 is also giving me the h. Equate both the equations. From equation 1 and 2, from equation 1 and 2, from equation 1 and 2, yes, half 9.81 into t square is equal to 335 into 5 minus t. Therefore, solving for t, you will get t is equal to 4.68 seconds. What was the t? Journey time of the stone. Hence, by using t is known to me, by using any one of the equation 1 or equation 2, I can get the h. Yes, equation 1 is this one. Substitute the value of t, you will get the value of h. Or equation 2 is this one. Substitute the value of t here, you will get the value of h. Therefore, you will get the height of the well as 107.2 meter. Is that alright? As this type of problem is frequently asked in VTU, I will repeat it once again. A stone is dropped into the well, is heard to strike the water in 5 seconds. Find the depth of water in well, assuming velocity of sound is equal to 335 meter per second. Yes. So what I am doing is, let t be the time taken by the stone to reach the water, and the remaining time 5 minus t is the time taken by the sound wave to reach the surface. Now I am considering the motion of the stone as it is with the constant acceleration. I need to use the formula h is equal to ut plus half at square. Initial velocity of the stone as it is dropped means the initial velocity is 0 and a is 9.81. Therefore, h is equal to half into 9.81 into t square. And distance travelled by the sound is again h is equal to 335 into pi minus t. So both equation 1 and 2 are giving me the h. Therefore, equate them, you will get the value of t. Once the value of t is known to you, you can substitute in any one of the equation. You will get the value of the height, depth of the water from the surface. That we got, it is equal to 107.2 meter. Yes, one more problem which I will solve. A stone is dropped from the balloon that is ascending at a uniform rate of 10 meter per second. The stone takes 10 seconds to reach the ground. What is the height of the balloon at which instant, at that instant from the ground? Just try to understand. A balloon is moving in the upward direction. Is it all right? With a velocity is equal to 10 meter per second. The balloon and a stone is kept in the balloon. Therefore, the stone is also moving in the upward direction with a velocity is equal to 10 meter per second. Now what happens? That balloon bursts and the stone, initially it is moving in the upward direction, the stone will also move in the upward direction with velocity is equal to 10 meter per second. He is asking where this balloon was when the stone is dropped from the ground. First, what do you need to do? Study the condition of motion. First, the stone was here at a height is equal to h from the ground. Imagine it. First, the stone is moving in upward direction with the initial velocity is equal to 10 meter per second. It will go somewhere, some height. Its velocity will become equal to 0 and afterwards it will come back. Right. Therefore, it takes some time to move in the upward direction. Its velocity becomes 0 and afterwards it will start moving in the downward direction. This total journey time is saying that 10 seconds. The stone goes up and comes down. It's all right, but all this thing you can do it in a single step. Is it all right? Here what I have done is, initial velocity of the stone is same as the stone of the balloon. Therefore, initial velocity of the stone is plus 10 meter per second. Motion under gravity, A is equal to minus 9.81 meter per second square. Time of journey is given it as the 10 second. Let h be the height. From here I am dropping it. See here, in a single step I am doing it. Actually it needs 2 or 3 steps. But if you use the logic, you can do it in a single step. What is it? Yes, all the motion parameters are the vector parameters. Therefore, using the concept of vector, I can solve it in a single step. Initially, it is dropped in upward direction. Therefore, I will take the upward direction as the positive. Therefore, what happens to the u? U will become positive. Right? Is equal to 10 meter per second. Initial velocity. Then motion under gravity, as I am taking the positive in upward direction, acceleration due to gravity is in the downward direction, that is what will become negative. And he has given the total journey time from here to here, total he has given it as the t. Is it all right? Assuming this height to be h. From here I want that stone, anyhow it is moving from here to here, but what is the net displacement? Is only this much, net displacement. Yes, what is it? Is downward direction with value is equal to s is equal to h. Therefore, if you do like that, s, if you take it as the minus h in a single stretch, you will get the value of the h. Yes, s is equal to minus h ut. U is 10 into t is 10 plus half a. Half a is minus 9.81, that is why this negative is coming, into t square is 10. If you solve for this one, you will get the height is equal to, yes, 390 meter per second. You getting it? Otherwise, what I need to do? I need to solve this particular problem in 2 stages. First, it goes in upward direction. What is the time taken for it? From here, it moves in the downward direction. What is its time? Total time, if I add it, it should come to be, it comes out to be 10 seconds. It's all right. Then for that particular duration, how much it is traveling, from that you need to remove this distance to get this particular height. That all becomes a lengthy process. That is why if you want, you can try in that particular way also. I'll repeat once again what I have done here. From here I have taken the motion as the upward direction. Positive direction is upward direction. That is why my u is, initially the stone is moving in upward direction, that is why u is positive. And acceleration due to gravity is in the downward direction, that is why g is minus 9.81. And distance traveled is nothing but the height of the balloon here. This distance automatically balances itself when you are going in the vector. Therefore, h is equal to, s is equal to minus h. Using the formula s is equal to ut plus half at square. S is equal to minus h is equal to u into t minus half a into t square. Solve for the h. H you are going to get equal to 390.5 meter. The same thing I have done here. There it was just a bit congested, that is why I have done it here separately. Yes, u is minus 10 meter per u is, here I have done it in reverse way. What I have done is, the velocity, I have taken the positive direction as the downward direction. You will get the same answer, just check it. Positive direction as the downward. Therefore, as the balloon was moving in upward direction, it is negative minus 10 meter per second. Now the g will become positive and h will become positive as it is in the downward direction, and t is 10 second. Now you solve for s is equal to ut plus half at square. If you do like that also, you will get the same value of h. Yes, just see this problem twice or thrice to understand the concept. N number of ways will be there in the mechanics to solve the problem. Whichever you feel convenient, that you need to adopt, right? Now we shall go for one more problem. Yes, a small steel ball is shot up vertically with a velocity of 19.6 meter per second from the top of a building 24.5 meter high. Calculate time required for the stone to reach the maximum height. How high the ball will raise above the building. Compute the velocity with which it will strike the ground and total time taken for which the ball will be in the motion. So just try to understand the problem. A steel ball from a building of height is equal to 24.5 meter is thrown up with a velocity is equal to 19.6 meter per second. First it will move in the upward direction. Its velocity becomes 0. It reaches the maximum height, that is the point B. Then it will start to move in the downward direction. Then it will reach the ground. Therefore, I need to analyze it from A to B, then B to C. Based on that, whatever parameters he wants, that I can calculate. Yes, first consider the motion of that particular steel ball from top of the building to the maximum point. Top of building, what is its initial velocity? Its initial velocity is 19.6 meter per second. Maximum height means its final velocity is 0. And A is equal to 9.81 meter per second. As it is moving in the upward direction, I am taking the upward as positive. Acceleration will become negative, minus 9.81 meter per second. Therefore, time taken to reach the maximum height is equal to T1. It's alright. What all known to me? Final velocity is known to me 0. Initial velocity is known to me. Acceleration to gravity is known to me. Hence, I can get what is the time taken to reach the maximum height. That time comes out to be 2 seconds. Is it alright? Therefore, during this 2 seconds, how much distance it has traveled? That is nothing but when it reaches the B, that distance I will get. Means I will get the distance AB. The distance AB is equal to UT plus half AT square. U is already we know 19.6 and T is 2 seconds, we got it, plus half A is minus 9.81 into 2 square. If you solve it, you will get the what SAB 19.6 meter. What he has asked, time required for the stone to reach the maximum height, that is one answer. Second answer is how high the ball will rise above the building. It will rise up to a height is equal to 19.6 meter. Is it alright? From the building when he is asking it is 19.6 meter. Is it alright? Maximum height of the ball above the building. Maximum height of the ball above the building is nothing but the 19.6 meter. Next, he is asking velocity with which it will strike the ground. Velocity with which it will strike the ground. Now you consider the motion of the body from the top, from B to the ground. How much is the total distance it has to travel? That is, one distance is 19.6 meter and one more is 24.5 meter. Therefore, total distance it has to travel is 44.1 meter. From here to here motion we are considering now. Is it alright? That distance to be traveled is equal to 41.1 meter, 44.1 meter. If T2 is the journey time from B to C, already from A to B we got it is equal to T1. From B to C, journey time, if we take it as the T2, I need to calculate the value of T2. What are all known to me for this motion? Now my motion is from B to C. It is totally different one. Started from B. What is its initial velocity there? Equal to 0. What is the acceleration due to gravity? G minus 9.81. S is equal to 44.1 meter, and he is asking what is the value of T. Use the formula S is equal to U T plus half A T square. Here T I replaced with the T2. Is it alright? If you solve this particular equation, you will get that T2 is equal to 3 seconds. What is the meaning of it? The ball, that steel ball, will take 3 seconds to reach from maximum height to the ground. It will take 3 seconds. Next, what he is asking is the velocity with which it will strike the ground. Means from here its velocity is 0 and distance to be travelled he has given, time taken by it is given, initial velocity he has given. We need to calculate how much velocity, with what velocity will reach the ground. Yes, just see here. V, the velocity with which it strikes the ground, final velocity, as the motion is from B to C. What is the velocity? Initial velocity at B is 0, and acceleration, now I am taking it in downward motion, that is why it is positive. G, A is positive, is equal to 9.81, and T is 3 seconds. Therefore, you will get the velocity with which it will strike the ground as 29.43 meter per second. And total journey time is nothing but the T1 plus T2. T1 is 2 seconds, T2 is equal to 3 seconds. Total is 5 seconds. Is that alright? Yes, the velocity with which it strikes the ground means from the top, from B, it is reaching the C. At B, its velocity is 0, U equal to 0, and this time taken by T is equal to 3, and G is equal to 9.81. He is asking what is the final velocity V. V is equal to U plus AT. From that, we will get the V is equal to 29.43 meter per second, and journey time is nothing but T1 plus T2 is equal to 3 seconds. A particle is falling vertically under the action of gravity, passes 2 points 10 meter apart in 0.2 second. Find the height from which the particle did start to fall above the higher point. Means, just try to understand, the particle somewhere it has been dropped from the point A, and the 2 points B and C, which are at a distance of 10 meter height, it takes only 2.2 seconds to cross to reach from B to C. But he has not told me what is this height. Here he is asking what is the height of the point A from where it has been dropped to this point B. He has given this distance as 10 meter and takes 0.2 seconds to reach that distance. So first you study the distance motion parameters from here to here. Let U be the initial velocity here, and time taken is equal to 0.2, and movement is in downward direction, that is why G will become equal to 9.81, and distance traveled is in downward direction, H will become equal to, S will become equal to 10 meter. Therefore, use the equation S is equal to UT plus half GT square. S is 10 meter, U is equal to 2, U is unknown to me, into 0.2 plus half, G is 9.81 into 0.2 square. We will get the initial velocity is equal to, initial velocity means the velocity at the point B is equal to 49.2 meter per second. But he has not asked that one. He has asked this height. How you are going to analyze it? Now you consider the motion between A to B. A initial velocity is equal to 0, and when it reaches the B, whatever the velocity is there, this velocity will become the final velocity, and that already we got is equal to 49.2, right? So from A to B, when we are analyzing, initial velocity is 0, final velocity is 49.02, and acceleration is equal to 9.81 meter per second square. Using this formula, S is equal to, using this formula, V square minus U square is equal to 2GS, I can get the value of H. is equal to 122.5 meter. Yes, with that we are concluding the what? The motion under gravity. In the next class we shall go for the variable acceleration. Thank you friends.